Hello everybody, today I have for you my July wrap-up and August TBR. So I have a lot to show you guys, so I'm just going to kind of jump right in. First of all, I finished The Maze Runner by James Dashner. This book was really good. There were a couple things that kind of annoyed me about it, like some of the language and stuff that took a little while to get into. I don't know, I guess that's just me probably, but yes. So this follows Thomas, a boy who wakes up with absolutely no memory in the place called the Glade. And so he has to kind of figure out what's going on, and it was really intriguing and it kept me interested the whole way. I finished this super quickly, even though the print's not that bad. But yeah, this was just really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Next, I picked up 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. And this was for the hashtag yearathon because the theme this month was classics. So this book was interesting for a classic, especially because I find classics boring a lot of times. But this had an element of like sci-fi, which I like. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't like phenomenal or anything. I would have liked a little more character building, but for a classic, it was really good. And if you like classics, that is amazing. It will help you so much, especially in high school. So yes, the next 2 books I had to take back to my library because I didn't want them overdue for like 2 weeks. So yes, the first one is Pretty Little Liars by Sarah Shepard. That book was so good. I flew through it in like a day. And then it left off on a cliffhanger, and I'm just like, ugh, I need the next book. So you'll see in my TBR portion that I do have the next book. I gave that one 5 out of 5 stars. And the second book I had to take back was The Giver by Lois Lowry. This one annoyed me because I wanted more world building. I wanted more character building. I wanted it to seem slightly more real, I guess, and it didn't. I was kind of annoyed by the time I finished it, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it wasn't like the worst book I've ever read by far, but I didn't love it. If you love it, then awesome, but I didn't love it. So yeah, I gave that one 2 out of 5 stars. And then I picked up Lemony Snicket, an unauthorized autobiography. And this book was just confusing, honestly, and I think it was to keep with sort of the mystery of who is Lemony Snicket, what is VFD, like what's kind of going on. But I didn't love this book either, so I gave this 2 out of 5 stars. Luckily, these did not put me in a reading slump. And the main reason that is because I picked up The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And this book will pull me out of any reading slump I ever have. It's sad, but I love it, and I connect, like, the characters. I fall in love with the characters. I cry every time I read it. 5 out of 5 stars every time. And then I picked up the book that John Green, of the story of the young girl that John Green he didn't base The Fault in Our Stars off of her, but he, I think, used her as a bit of an inspiration. And that book is This Star Won't Go Out by Esther Earl. And this follows the story of Esther, who, like Hazel in The Fault in Our Stars, has thyroid cancer that moves to her lungs. And she is just a very bright young girl in this, and she's incredibly smart and silly and sweet, and I fell in love with her, and she was an amazing character, honestly. And the ending was so sad. Like, the last, like this, all of this, I don't know if you can see, that's green and like orange and red right here. I cried through that entire section. But this is a surprisingly quick read, even though it's almost 500 pages. And it might actually be 500 pages. Not quite, but it's almost 500 pages. I whizzed through this in like a day. So, yes. And then finally, I picked up Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. And I am 195 pages in, and I'm really, really enjoying this book. I really like Kath as a character. I like Levi, and just, yes, it's amazing so far. I'm sad it took me so long to pick this up, but I finally am. Whoa, I'm dropping things. Okay. So, yes. I'm obviously going to be finishing this in August. So, for my TBR, I have a list of books, and then I will pick one from my lovely TBR hat, which I did get finished. And it's shedding sparkles like crazy. Okay. So, besides Fangirl, I'm going to be picking up Delirium by Lauren Oliver. One of my friends actually gave this to me. She's like, oh my gosh, it's amazing if you love, I think it's sort of dystopian-ish. I don't really know. I think it has something to do with like taking away your ability to love because that makes the community safer or something. And then I think the main character sort of, like, it doesn't work on her or something. I'm not totally sure, but it sounds really intriguing and I cannot wait to pick this one up. Okay, for the next one, I should let you know, I am like in love with the Vampire Diaries. Not just the show, but also the books, but I started the books last summer, but I don't really remember a lot from it because I just kind of marathon read them, and yes, and now I'm watching the TV show, and I'm like partway through season 3. Stefan is breaking my heart. Just, oh, Paul Wesley, you are an amazing actor. Like, just everyone on that show, Ian Somerhalder, Nina Dobrev, Candice Accola, Michael Trevino, they're all just stellar actors, and I'm never sitting there going, oh, why did they do that, or oh, yikes, that just didn't work. I'm always sitting there going, that was amazingly done, that line was beautifully delivered, that show has had me in tears, just, oh, I love it. So, the next book I have is Volume 1 in the Vampire Diaries series, and this includes The Awakening and The Struggle. And honestly, because they talk in here about Elena being blonde, and I don't think that's really that important. It's not like it affects her in any way. So I'm not mad that Nina is not blonde. I think she's perfect for Elena. And I think she pulls off Catherine. Like, even though Catherine's an evil character, she's such a good evil character that, like, even though you hate her as a character, you love her as a character because she's fun to watch, and she's funny, and she's snarky, and she's quick-witted. If you have not read these books or seen the TV show, I highly, highly, highly recommend them. So I'll stop chattering about this, I guess. The next book I have is the second book in the Pretty Little Liars series, Flawless. And I won't tell you too much about this one because I don't want to spoil anything. It's the second book in a series. So, yes. Okay, this next book, no, I have not read it yet. I know it's been out for a while. I know everyone talks about it. I have it now, okay? I'm reading it this month. And that is Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. And I've heard some interesting things about this book. I'm just kind of intrigued, and I like vampires as characters when they're done well. And I know that's very subjective, but to me, I think they can't be these invincible creatures because then they're just not realistic. I like it when they're these flawed, sort of almost vulnerable characters, even though they are so strong. And so I think that's kind of what Rochelle Mead does in these, so I'm really excited to kind of jump into that. Next, I have another Jules Verne book, Journey to the Center of the Earth. This one's a lot shorter than 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. But I really enjoyed Jules Verne's writing style. And so I figured I'd pick another one up. After that, I have Harry, A History. Yes, this is, I was kind of going through like Harry Potter withdrawal this month or something. So you'll notice I have a couple Harry Potter related books. I needed something like this. So yes, this just kind of goes through the story of like how Harry Potter became so big. The next one is another Harry Potter book, and it is the Whimsical Alley Book of Spells. What can I say? I need more Harry Potter in my life. So yes, there's that. And then I have In the After by Demetria Lunetta. Sorry if I mispronounced that. honestly, I don't know what this is about, but I saw something about it on Goodreads, and it looked really interesting, so I decided to go ahead and pick up a copy. And finally, yes, this is another Harry Potter book. Oh, I have two more, sorry. This is Harry Potter and history, and this is sort of, I don't know, like the real world of Harry Potter, like where they were filming it and stuff like that. And I love that kind of thing, so it's a short book. I think I'll be able to whiz through it pretty quickly. So, yeah. And then finally, I have a letter composed during a lull in the fighting by Kevin Powers. And this is super short. I don't even think this is 100 pages. It's 96 pages. It's all written in verse. Oops. Yeah, it's all written in verse. And this is basically a story of the Vietnam War. Yes, a story of the Vietnam War. And I actually know one of my old neighbors is a Vietnam War veteran, and I've seen sort of how that's impacted him, and so I decided to go ahead and pick this up. Okay, now it is time for the lovely sparkly hat that is shedding sparkles all over the place. So let's see. This month I am reading Night World Volume 1 by L.J. Smith, which is the same author as The Vampire Diaries, and that is right here. Sorry, it's kind of stuck on the shelf. Okay, that is right here. This is a really chunky book. Gosh, this thing is huge. Yeah, this is enormous, but I will read this. And I will do a review on any book that I pull from the TBR hat. So that is all I have for you guys this time. If you've read any of these books, or if you want to talk about them or anything like that, go ahead and leave a comment below and I will answer it when I can. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye!